I got back to the car a few minutes ago, and there was a big crowd of police officers, men and women, standing around it. I started freaking out, thinking, oh no, I've been parked to the side on the street, and you might only have 2 hours, and I've been here all day, and I've never had a problem with it before, but I thought, damn it, like, today's not a good day. But it wasn't anything to do with my car. They just happened to be by there, because I know you can't really see, just about make out in the background there. There's a police van has just been loaded onto the back of a breakdown truck. That's why they were standing around outside my car. And I can't actually go anywhere at the moment because they're blocking me in, funnily enough. But anyway, maybe that's a sign that I need to start parking somewhere else. Anyway, what's been happening? So yesterday I did my video yesterday in the morning, and totally meant to kind of come back and do another little segment on what had happened during the day, and didn't. And remember just before I was about to go to sleep that I hadn't uploaded it. That hasn't happened for a while. Yeah, I'd mentioned about my contact with this kind of ex-client of mine who'd been a kind of corporate client of mine, and he said that I need to be not pushier, but I shouldn't give up. Basically, is what he was saying. And with that advice, I had fired off an email to a couple of my old contacts that had been through him, funnily enough. I hadn't heard anything from in a while, and I'd sort of thought, well, you know, obviously they're not interested. So I had fired them off, and I had one of them had come back to me in the morning, which is really positive. And we're going to hook up again at the end of April when she's back from her holiday. That could prove to be quite interesting, and also kind of reminding me that there's a couple of other people who I could probably touch bases with again and fire up the conversation. Loads of people who I've been having these conversations with over the last couple of years, and haven't outright said, you know what, this isn't for us, this isn't something we're interested in, but I've kind of just taken my foot off the gas with contacting them. Yeah, we'll see where that goes. I had another email this morning, well, a couple of things actually. I had an email this morning from somebody who, over at Milton Park, want me to do a talk over there. I think it's in May, June time, possibly May actually, on well-being, a motivational talk on well-being, and it's as part of a, they're a PR marketing company, have been engaged by the Milton Park Business Park to put something on. And this is a part of that. So they've got in touch with me, having been recommended me by somebody who has something to do with the running of the campus. And I'm a bit sort of in two minds about it, or not two minds, but there's two parts of me. I've got two ways of looking at this. Let me get that right. Or whatever. Basically, I don't know if they're looking at this as a paid engagement, or if they're just looking for somebody to come in and say a few words and talk about well-being and so on. They are very, very good over there at taking well-being seriously. I do kind of get that, and I've worked over there before. I did a thing with BBC Radio Oxford last year where I presented for like a month, 4 Wednesdays on the bounce, doing a kind of a rolling piece for BBC Radio Oxfordshire. And that was at Milton Park, and I've had some contact with them since then. So I have been over there and I've done stuff, and of course that was for free. But the thing is, this is like what I'm doing now. There's the side of me that thinks, okay, well, this could be a great opportunity because there's loads of businesses over there. But on the other hand, I'm thinking I've got to be very careful here. So anyway, I've run it past my speaking agent to see what her thoughts are. She thinks I know what she's going to say, what she's going to come back with. But I figured I'd get her 2 pennies worth anyway, and kind of reassure me that I'm making the right decision when I say, you know, when I go back to them and say, you know, what sort of fees are you looking for? What are you looking at? So anyway, that's the one side, which perhaps isn't so cool because, well, I'm looking at it thinking, well, maybe they're not, you know, they're obviously not going to be paying anything, but maybe they are. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But that's the one side. The other side is just like, yay, I've got somebody actually saying, oh, I know a good motivational speaker who talks about well-being and has put my name forwards. So now that's exactly where I want to be, but like 100 times more. So I'm kind of really pleased on that count that it seems to be, you know, that's somebody who's not said, oh, I know a personal trainer, or I know someone who does boot camps, or I know somebody who does mindset coaching. This is somebody who said, I know somebody who's a motivational speaker on the subject of well-being. So kind of, yeah, that's the identity that I'm trying to step into, that I have stepped into, but I want to be telling that story often enough, with enough force and with enough repetition, that people start telling it and back to me saying, oh, this is the guy who X, Y, and Z. So I feel quite pleased that is happening. It's not something I can make happen or will know is happening until it actually happens, and this is one example of that. So all good on that respect. Just got to see. I mean, what would be amazing would be if they turn around and say, yeah, of course, we're prepared to pay you. That would be, dream come true. But I'm not convinced that's the case. So I shall see what Diana from my agency says, and then I'll get back to them and find out for sure what the situation is. I'll get back to you as soon as I know more. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.